Hello and welcome to WhatCulture Wrestling. I'm Andrew Pollard. Today, as you can see, I'm joined by Ring of Honor's Josh Woods, which is a really fun time. This is going to be good, I feel. But before we go any further, if you like this sort of content, be sure to like, subscribe, comment, all the usual stuff here on YouTube. Find us on all the regular podcast outlets that you can. We're everywhere. But Josh, thanks for joining us. How are you doing, dude?
Dude, man, thanks for having me. I'm doing great, man. I slept pretty good. I just had breakfast. So, all the good things are going on right now, man.
Yeah, we've got you here to talk about ROH's Pure Championship Tournament, we're kind of 2 weeks in now. This will be the third week. You're facing off against Kenny King this coming weekend. It's for like a lot of wrestling diehards. It's great to see ROH back on TV, probably, but also ROH bringing back the Pure Championship. You've obviously been a four-time All-American, having your MMA background. Like the Pure Championship, that must have been like a cool thing for you to hear about that it was coming back here this year.
Yeah, I think Ring of Honor, we've always done stuff a little differently than everybody else, and this is kind of like another way to showcase what we're doing. And I'm pretty excited just because that's like right up my alley, and it's a really awesome way, not just for like myself, but guys similar to me, to really showcase our styles and to kind of bring more light onto like true pure wrestling.
Yeah, it's like the two episodes we've seen to date. It's so refreshing to see. I mean, that's a great thing with professional wrestling is there's so many different sorts of wrestling for so many different sorts of fans, and it caters to so many different audiences. But for like a lot of the kind of pure wrestling diehards, just knowing that ROH was bringing this championship back, and then the two episodes we've seen so far, it's like it's a good time to be a wrestling fan. And ROH it's great to have ROH back. I mean, you've not had a match for I guess nearly 6 months or so now. How's that been?
Yeah, God, it's been that long, huh? Yeah, I mean, I miss it. I miss being in the ring, competing in front of, for the fans and just, for myself. I really enjoy what we do. But, I've been training almost every day, so I haven't really missed a lot of steps. I know some of the guys didn't have the same resources I did, or maybe not the same motivation. I'm not pointing fingers. I mean, not everybody's really motivated. I don't know. But, I mean, I really didn't miss any training and stuff. So, like, it was pretty cool to kind of go about business as usual and just be ready to go when we were ready to go.
Yeah. And obviously ROH, like a lot of other companies are coming back now. It's going to be an empty arena setting with no fans in attendance. How are you approaching that? I mean, that's going to be a little bit weird, I guess.
Yeah, it is kind of weird when you think about it, but it's not too bad. You can kind of it's a very different aspect, because when you have the fans, that's like another dynamic to worry about, and not necessarily worry about in a negative way, but like, there is the interaction, there is like the energy you get from it. So without them, you kind of have to draw on yourself, which is like really difficult. But in my mind, right? So if I'm thinking, man, I'm going to do this move, hopefully people like it, but if no one's there, I'm just pretending that they loved it. So like, I remember like, yeah, that was so awesome. It was so cool. So I don't get booed, which is good. I don't ever want to get booed. So I'm just pretending, all right, hit this move. Yep, they're going to love it. They love it. It's cool. I can hear it. Yeah. So like, I'm just like a weirdo in my head like that.
So like you're mega over in your head now. That's it.
Yeah, I'm super over. Like I'm Jay Lethal status over. Like I'm like,
yeah. We've seen Jay Lethal in action. That was like the really meaty opening match of the whole Pure tournament was Jay Lethal against Dalton Castle. And it's like, shh. They're putting these two heavy hitters together, these two former world champions. I was like, what better way to get? Yeah, what better way to get it started? I mean, what have you made of it so far? The matches that we've seen take place in the opening 2 weeks of the tournament.
They've been really interesting. Normally when we do shows, so we have however long the show is, 3 hours, 2 hours, whatever. We can, like, if I'm first, I can watch the rest of the show and kind of and enjoy and like learn. But, it's weird because we weren't allowed to be in the arena while like there's like 3 matches at a time. So if you're not on the 3-match block, you're in the hotel. So we're all seeing this for the first time, even the guys that are in the tournament. And it's been really cool to kind of watch and see like what people are doing with the rules or how like the styles are clashing, and like just the matchups are really interesting to watch. So I've been really enjoying it. And I've been trying to like watch it because we do the watch party on Mondays. at 7 p.m. on Twitter, and I've been trying to like wait so I can watch it with everyone else. So I'm not like, so I don't like know anything. I'm just watching it like everybody else, and it's been really exciting. I've been really looking forward to everything, and I'm looking forward to seeing Silas's match, and hopefully he'll watch mine and he'll be like, "Hey man, great job," or he'll just yell at me. I don't know, whatever.
What's the whole testing protocol like at the moment then? For obviously you said that if you're not on the show, if you're not in those 3 matches, stay away. Have you been told what the situation is when you get to the arena, the venues?
Yeah, so it's actually really strict, man. Ring of Honor and the Maryland Commission have done like a really great job of making sure we're all safe. So we got there on Monday, okay, and then we did a test the week before we even left, and then we did another test Tuesday morning. Quarantine again, quarantine Wednesday, and then we did Thursday, Friday. Some people shot on Saturday. So if there's, I don't know how many blocks they did in a day because I only know my schedule, but from what my understanding was, there's 3 blocks at a time. So the first group of 9, 3, 6, 9, no, 2, 4, 6. Sorry, 6 people. Some people had tags, so yeah, maybe more than that. But those 3 matches would go. So they do the match, let's say, starting at 8. They wrestle. They change the canvas, wipe everything down. And then at the start of the hour at 9, the next group comes in. And even the locker rooms, like you only have 2 people in a locker room at a time. So it's very, very, very difficult. And then they're very strict on the rules of, hey, you have to keep your mask on. You can't like gallivant around and be all clustered up. And even the hotel, man, we're not allowed to be out of our rooms unless we're like, I didn't go out of my room. I don't know. I was being pretty lazy, but some people went outside to like work out, which was allowed, but I just worked out in my room. So
yeah,
that's pretty chill.
I guess that's just like the way it's got to be for the next however long, really.
It really depends on how everything is changing. You know, like they're coming up with new stuff or new protocols all the time, or things are becoming less severe. So as I'm sure as time goes on, things will change, and just like everything else. But we're supposed to come back hopefully again in October. So fingers crossed. And then I'm sure it'll be very similar to what we just experienced in August.
Yeah. And I guess I kind of have to ask your thoughts on Kenny King, a guy who's been in ROH doing also, 2-time TV champion, a tag team champion, been to Impact, done some big things. How is it to, obviously you faced off with him before, not always successfully. How is it to face off with Kenny in the Pure environment?
You had to bring that up, dude.
I'm sorry, dude. I know we were doing so well. Like, it's the elephant in the room. It was the elephant in the room.
We were right here, and now it's like, now I got just when you think of Kenny King as just standalone, he's one of the more respected guys in our locker room, and he's super talented, and he's held a lot of titles, and he's been really successful. So even just being allowed, not being allowed, I earned this, but being in the ring with Kenny is just a privilege in itself. You know, being able to work with a guy so experienced, so lethal, and so talented. It's remarkable, and it's always going to be fun, regardless of whether it's in like a pure setting or a tag team or 6-man or whatever. But you know, Kenny's a hard competitor to kind of prepare for, because he's so versatile in his skill set. And I just watched, like, we released his like pre-match interview stuff, and he did some like BJJ stuff. I was like, oh snap, okay. So he's trying to kind of do like the kind of some stuff I do, which is, it's just kind of cool. Just shows that he has like some respect for me and what I do, and that's like it's really exciting, and makes me feel pretty cool that he's preparing, because you know I ain't gonna lay down, man. I'm bringing some stuff, man. It's gonna be really awesome, and I hope the fans enjoy it too. And I enjoyed it. So
yeah, well, given like your background of grappling, of wrestling, of MMA, like I said, 4-time All-American, mixed martial arts, is it kind of like, do you feel a bit of an extra pressure on you in the Pure environment where, like, yeah, this guy is the real deal who's going to perform?
I personally don't feel like there's a lot of pressure. If anything, I feel kind of relieved, because this is like pretty much what I do. So it's like, here's this platform for you to do what you like to do. So go ahead, go do it. So I feel more relieved and grateful because it's kind of what I've been doing my whole life. And it's just like another outlet to do it. If anything, it's just more excited to, for the different kind of matchups under the rules and stuff, because the rules make a big difference. And there are certain ways to manipulate them and use them for your advantage. And I love this. I hope it's around for a long time, and I can't wait to do more pure style things.
Yeah, I mean, in case nobody's ever seen any of the pure matches, you're only allowed 3 rope breaks. There's you get 1 closed fist. There's judges. There's time limits. There's obviously the handshake as well. It's it's a really cool concept. I think lots of fans are really, really happy to see it brought back. But do you personally, do you have like a favorite former ROH Pure champion? You've got like a Bryan Danielson, you've got AJ Styles, Jay Lethal, Samoa Joe, Nigel McGuinness, John Walters, Doug Williams as well, doing it for the Brits. Is there a favorite of yours there? Would you kind of have to say hard. Jay Lethal now? Is that it?
Do I have to?
Do you have to say Jay Lethal because obviously he's still there now?
I don't have to say that. I mean, I probably will.
Yeah.
Just because I'm just a big fan of Jay's. Yeah. That's a hard one, man. There's a lot of good people in that.
There is.
I would say it'd be like a toss-up between Jay and Bryan. When I was in NXT, I got to kind of roll around with Bryan a little bit, which was like really cool. But I've learned a lot from Jay personally, and just watching him since I've been in Ring of Honor, it's kind of like been like a real treat to see that live as it's happening. So yeah, I guess Jay probably. I mean, not because he's on the roster right now, but because he's really good, man. He's talented. Yeah. He's arguably one of the best wrestlers in the world. So yeah. I mean, I give credit where credit is due, and it's just awesome to even share a locker room with him.
Yeah, it's when you look at it there. Like,
well, who's your favorite? Put me on the spot. Who's yours?
I'd probably go if I'm pushed. I'd probably go McGuinness. Just again another Brit, but everyone always has a soft spot for Bryan Danielson, and like you said, Jay Lethal going for it 2 times now. So yeah, I'd go McGuinness, but I think it's right. Yeah, it's like you look at all those guys, and it's like every single one of them had a really good run, and every single one of them made that belt feel so important. It did get to the point where it was essentially as important as the world title. And now that's the pressure that's on like you guys now in this tournament, is to live up to that. And just the matches we've seen so far and the talent that's still to come, it's like the hope is there that it's a lot to aim for, but like there's confidence in you guys to knock it out of the park. No pressure.
I think we're doing that, and I think if people want to see something different and something new, and they just love wrestling, they're going to really enjoy the product we're putting out there. Not like that. That's not like a company response. That's how I genuinely feel about the product, right? Like a lot of people are like, oh, these guys have to say these things. No, we don't. Like no one emailed me and said, hey, you got to say this, because I wouldn't open that email. but yeah, man, like I truly feel like this product and like the way we're presenting it is something unique and different. And like I'm just personally excited to watch the whole thing through and see, not just like watch my own stuff, because like I feel weird watching my own things, but like watching everyone else's stuff has like been pretty cool so far.
Yeah, and like wrestling fans love a good tournament when done well, and so far this is shaping up to be kind of just that. You mentioned you got to like roll around there with Bryan Danielson, Daniel Bryan during your time in NXT. Like how because you were there for, I think it was 2 years in the system, 14 to 16. How was that experience there, those 2 years?
I mean, it was awesome, man. I mean, I really don't have any complaints. I mean, without that, I wouldn't be where I am right now, because that pretty much gave me like the foundation of wrestling, because prior to that I didn't know anything. So I really didn't have any complaints. I really enjoyed my time. I made a lot of really good connections, good friends. Some of the guys I still talk to today, and others I don't, but that's kind of how it goes when you're there and when you're not. There's like, I learned like so much, not just about wrestling, just like kind of how like the system works, or just like things to be more cognizant about, and as far as like the business side, or just with people in general in the business, as opposed to like just wrestling as a skill set or a talent. So like I really enjoyed it, man, and yeah, I don't have any bad thoughts about it, except for leaving. That's always crappy getting kind of released, but I think it was for the better. I'm in a really good spot now, and I don't think I would be the same Josh Woods if I was there as I am right now. So I'll take the good with the bad, man.
Yeah. When did you kind of have that decision of like, yeah, I want to go pro. I want to make a go of this?
Oof. So I didn't like grow up wanting to be a pro wrestler. So I know like people are like, what? Like, nah, man, like I wanted to like fight and try to make it like maybe in the UFC or Bellator or something like that. But I had like a really cool opportunity to try out. I just kind of emailed them through one of my friends and they're like, hey, you want to try out? I was like, sure, why not? So then I did, and it was successful. And I was like, well, give this a go. I think what kind of drew it to me, it was pretty new. And, you know, I always love learning new things. Like at that time, I had already been wrestling for, you know, almost 15 years and doing MMA for, you know, five years or so. So it was like, it was cool to try my hand at something different. And I think that's kind of what really roped me in, was learning something new.
Yeah. How kind of, just in your own mind, how quick do you feel like you picked it up? Because we hear these stories of people moving over, like, I guess the obvious example is like a Kurt Angle, Ronda Rousey, Brock. You hear about these people who go from the amateur world or MMA world, and they kind of pick it up as these prodigies. How for you was that, the move over there?
Well, I mean, I'm not going to lie, dude. So a lot of people who are portrayed as like is this bad? I don't know if I should say this, but I'm saying it anyway because I don't care. So people that like kind of come in and transition, it's like they woke up on Monday and they're like, oh, I want to wrestle today, and then at Friday they were on Raw. That's not how it works. You know, people spend a lot of time training before they can even get into a ring in front of a crowd. So I think it would kind of be misleading if I said, oh, it was so easy, because yeah, granted, I'm an athlete and learning moves is always going to be easy for people who have been taught things their whole lives. If you have any athletic like bone in your body, you can learn moves very easily. And that part was super simple. It was everything else that was still really hard, like the psychology, putting a match together, learning about you know, where the cameras are and how to structure your matches. So, and to do things where your back isn't towards the camera, and like those are like really like things people I don't think about all the time. And those aspects are very difficult to learn, because when you're in the heat of the moment, you're just doing these moves or things and actions, and you're like, oh crap, here's the camera, let me just shift real quick, you know, because you don't make money like this, right? Like you make money straight up, like in your face. So it's like that's like a very difficult part to always kind of keep in your head. But slowly it's gotten easier as I've been like learning a lot more and just doing more. So overall, it was freaking easy. No, I'm just kidding. Yeah, it's learning the moves was pretty simple, but everything else took a little bit of time. And I'm still learning and I'm still growing. I think if I ever stop learning and growing, I should probably find something else to do. But I don't think that's going to happen anytime soon. So I've very much enjoyed learning still. So I love it.
Yeah. What would the advice that like Josh Woods here in 2020 will go back to like 2013 and 14, what advice would you give yourself then? That's a loaded question, I guess, as well.
Like while I'm in wrestling, or
yeah, as you kind of just started to get into it, what advice would you give yourself from the things you've learned over the last few years?
Ooh, that's a hard one.
I know. Sorry, man. I had to fire out there.
It's all right. You gotta make me think. It's early to think. I guess I would say trust the process. You know, as an athlete, you kind of want the next thing right away, right? You get a little bit of a taste of it, and you're like, "Ooh, I want more." But sometimes you're not ready for more. So I guess, like for myself, I'd say just trust the process and just learn as much as you can. You know, and that's kind of more what I'm doing now. And you know, there are times where I get pretty down, like things aren't going the way I want them, or stories aren't pitched how I want them pitched, or things like that. But everything happens for a reason, and if you're just working hard and you're treating people right, good things will come. Yeah, that'd be a pretty good bit, I would say to myself.
Nice. Like, I'm thinking like almost like a Bill and Ted sort of thing, where you go back in time, see your other self, and just have this moment. It'd be great.
Little epiphany.
Yeah, totally. Is there anyone like yet that you've? Well, I mean, obviously there's a few people there, I'm sure, but is there one person in particular you've yet to lock up with, where you're like, man, I really want to get in the ring with that person at some point?
In Ring of Honor, or just in general?
Ring of Honor, or wherever.
Ooh, in Ring of Honor, Who have I not wrestled yet? I don't think I've wrestled Taven yet. Yeah, I have not.
That's a good one to go with.
I would really like to wrestle Taven because I've seen him wrestle, and he's pretty light. I could throw him around a lot, and that would be fun. And he's really good, so it would be hard. So, yeah, I think Taven would be someone I really would like to wrestle. I'm trying to think. Yeah, I think Taven is one of the only people I haven't worked yet. That would be fun. Taven, if you're watching this, dude, I'm coming for you.
Yeah. You're coming for everyone after this video. That's it.
Oh, everyone's getting some. Everyone's getting thrown around. Frequent flyer miles. So everyone, baby. Whoa, my God.
Speaking of that, if you are successful against Kenny King, it's looking to shape up. Let me remember this. I'm trying to think who is in the next round. PJ Black or Tully Deppen will be next. Then you get Gresham or Seidel. Can you afford to have this eye ahead of the time? This third eye ahead of the time, maybe? Oof,
I see what you did there.
I know, awful that was. Horrendous pun.
It's not, dude. It's not. I'm with it because PJ's kind of like that too. PJ's kind of got that little hippie vibe to him a little bit. Are you asking me who I would prefer to wrestle?
Yeah, and have you kind of thought that far ahead, thinking like, yeah, that guy's going to get some? Or it's just whoever's there gets it?
Yeah, I mean, it's more or less whoever wants some can get some. I'm equal opportunity for everybody. I think working with Gresham has always been great. We've always done pretty good things, in my opinion. I mean, some people might watch it and go, ew, but I watch it, I'm like, yeah, that's cool. But I mean, different flavors of ice cream, right? I've always enjoyed working Gresh. It would be really awesome to work with Seidel. He's a really talented guy, very experienced, so that would be something I would look forward to as well. But either way, everyone's going to get some, so it don't matter to me. If it's Tony or PJ, I'll throw everybody around. Don't matter.
That seems like a natural, perfect way to bring it to an end, because the person who will be getting some next is Kenny King. That is coming up in the next episode of ROH TV for the ROH Pure Title Tournament. It's shaping up to be great. I think we're all looking forward to it. That's on ROHWrestling.com. You can find all the details for that. Fight TV, all the usual outlets you can check it all out on. So far, if you've not seen the 2 episodes to date, go and watch them. They're really, 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 really good. And yeah, we're all looking to see you in action, Josh. Thank you so much for giving up so much time to chat to us here at WhatCulture. It's been fun.
I appreciate it, man. Thank you for having me. It's been awesome. You're awesome.
Cheers, dude.
Yeah. Come on, dude. You are, dude. Come on. It's all right.
You make me blush. Where can people keep up with you on the Twitter machine?
Twitter and Instagram is Woods is the Goods. So if you feel like it, sometimes I do cool stuff. Sometimes I don't. It's all right. Tomato, tomato. Yeah,
exactly. You can follow me at Cultured Left Peg. You can follow us as a whole here at WhatCulture Wrestling. Again, be sure to like, subscribe, comment, say how great this interview was or how awful a job I've done. Either way, make sure you comment on it. Josh, thank you again, mate, and we will see you soon.
Awesome, man. Have a good one. Thank you very much.